Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Cleveland Browns halftime show with the score 19-3 Chiefs. Not a whole hell of a lot to say about this. You can make a complaint about the touchdown that would have been scored by the Cleveland Browns with an unfortunate fumble and an illegal head-to-head contact. The league's never been interested in enforcing head-to-head contact. They say they're interested in it until it becomes a reviewable play. Hell, in college, you'd have been thrown out of the game for targeting. If they were serious about making that call, that would be a reviewable call. But the fact of the matter is, it's just more bad luck. We had a lot of good luck last week. This is more Cleveland Browns bad luck. A great pass, a great drive by Baker Mayfield would have put us to within 16-10. And chances are it would have been 19-10 anyway. They were going to score coming back with 1 minute and 14 seconds left. This is a classic example of what it looks like to play the best team in the world. And the Browns are not the best team in the world. What I want to point out to everybody is that what you're really seeing is what I see when I would go out and play a tennis match in a tournament, and I'd be playing with everything I had, but I just lack speed. Speed kills. The Cleveland Browns defense is slow. The Kansas City offense is the fastest offense in the league, but the Kansas City defense is fast. Even if the Browns catch the ball, there's somebody in the same area as the Browns are receiving the football. Not so with the Kansas City Chiefs, who have 5- and 6-yard pads. This is the reason for that simple. Our defense are not first-string NFL players in many instances. We need to get a whole lot faster on defense, and that's the difference in the game. We don't have the ability to – nobody really has the ability to put a lot of pressure on Patrick Mahomes. But he has so many weapons, we just don't have the speed to keep up with any of them. And I think, this game could be played 50 times and it would be the same results, basically. It isn't that the Browns are playing bad. It's not that Baker Mayfield's playing poorly. Nick Chubb had a disappointing first half, dropping 2 screen passes, the second one of which could have really done damage. The Browns have made too many mistakes, too many penalties. But the Kansas City Chiefs have committed penalties as well. But, it's going to be, and the push off on Donovan Peoples-Jones should have been a no call either way. The one guy's grabbing at him, he pushes off. It's a big wash as far as I'm concerned. But we need to push people off to get open. We lack speed. This is more of what we need to see, because going in against lesser competition, look, I'm proud of the Cleveland Browns. Nobody expected them to be where they are today. And I give the organization all the credit in the world. And it's very important, when you're in athletics, to get a very good long look at what you're lacking. Let the front office see what needs to be replaced and how we need to improve our team. And I'll tell you something, it's not going to be accomplished next year. You're not going to be as good as the Kansas City Chiefs next year. What you want to be is as good as the Browns were this year against a slightly tougher schedule. You want to be able to say that you won 11 or 12 games next year. That's what you're hoping to be able to establish yourself as a regular playoff entity rather than just the surprise team of the league. And you do that by getting better players. And, I'm not seeing BJ Goodson on the field. I don't know. I'm seeing the 56 in the game, but I am not seeing Malcolm Smith. But I'm not seeing BJ Goodson. And I'm not sure what's up with that. Losing Jedrick Wills, this is like the second week in a row or third week in a row we've lost a player on the first play from scrimmage. Yeah, and I understand how it happens, Greg. I mean, the fact of the matter is, is that, and the unfortunate thing is Higgins trying to score. If he'd have stayed down and not tried to score, we'd have been better off somehow. And, and they're looking for something altogether different. But the league is not interested in enforcing this. They have given credence to teams who play this way and given advantages to individual players who have played this way. They let Vontaze Burfict play in the league for so damn long before they got him the hell out. They let Harrison do the same thing for the Steelers, and tons of Steeler players doing the same things. And then they'll get somebody who touches one of their guys to the head. They're not serious about this. And in order to be serious about it, you really have to enforce it. It's still going to be a dangerous game, folks, no matter how you police it. But you can do a better job than what the NFL is doing. That is correct, Rick. It is not on the list of reviewable plays, and it should be, because it's something that players should not be allowed to do. Coming out in the second half and let it fly. Well, that's what we've been doing. We've been behind since the get-go, and we're not, El Presidente, it's speed and not defensive scheme. Well, look, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that Joe Woods is your defensive coordinator, but yeah, we lack speed in the defensive secondary. When you got Sendejo playing out there and Joseph playing out there and Johnson playing out there, they lack experience and they lack speed. Plain and simple. On the touchdown on the 2nd and 19 to Kelsey, that's Denzel Ward, our number one pick, losing his foot and dropping to the ground, and nobody within 7 yards of him to lay a hand on him, and allows that guy to just rumble on into the end zone. The fact is, we play slow, and I will literally, whatever broadcast career I've had, I will put it on the line for that. Team plays way too slow. You can see that. Look at the other games and look at how the defenses are moving and swarming to the ball. The Browns just don't seem to be very sure about what they're doing. And I think that the scheme could be a problem, but I think it's more than that. And we need to get better in those positions, and we need to teach a defensive scheme better and have a defensive identity. Right now, we don't have a defensive identity. To say the good things, and not in the professionals, Bob. Again, I do, even though San Juan Creole and I don't agree entirely, that there were a few play calls that kind of are too long to develop, or obvious, putting Janovich in the game and running that way, things where you're outnumbered and it didn't work. And I'm sure Kevin Stefanski would be the first to acknowledge that. That's that. And I don't think it's that the defense has zero passion. I think it's that the defense just is, they're trying to keep everything in front of them because, God forbid, I mean, you saw what happened when the wide receiver just got around the corner on a little throw out to the flat. You saw what happened. Myles Garrett tried to run the play down and did eventually run the play down, but he just ran by everybody. We don't have speed. And, I'm not going to argue the point until I'm blue in the face. I don't care what scheme you have there. Against this football team, you have no speed. You have no scheme. You're going to have to put everything in front of you. And Mahomes is a high percentage completion guy, and he's throwing to people who are wide open. It's pitch and catch. And people are asking me, yes, I would extend Denzel Ward. He isn't the problem. The problem is a bunch of guys that were being forced to play. There's no guarantees on Delpit. There's no guarantees on Greedy Williams, whether he's even going to play again. Quite honestly, we don't know what we have in the defensive secondary, and we have to assume we have a whole lot of nothing except Denzel Ward. So yes, you resign him. That's not even, The game is coming back already. We've only been on for 9.5 minutes. All right, the second half is about to start, but I'm going to be back right after the game, and we'll talk about more of this. We'll just keep our fingers crossed. and see if we can at least get an early score here in the second half and make this interesting. Okay. Thanks to everybody for tuning in. I'll see you after the game. Until then, hasta la vista, Pasture Heads. See ya after the game.